Friends, Namaskar. Today we will know about Kundanlal Saigal in detail. Kundanlal Saigal was a singer and actor in the early days of the Indian cinema. He is generally acknowledged to be the first Bollywood superstar. In his 15 years career, he acted and sang in 36 feature films, a number of shorts, and numerous of discs. K L Saigal was born on April 11, 1904 in Nawashahar in Jammu. His father was named Amarchand and he worked in the service of the Raja of Jammu and Kashmir. His mother was named Kesarbai. Kundan was one of the five children. Formal music education was not easily obtainable in those days. The obstacles of class, community, and economics kept many people from having such benefits. Saigal too felt these obstacles. Nevertheless, the young Saigal did whatever he could to learn music. Initially, it was singing and acting in the local Ramlilas. He also spent much time at the shrine of the Sufi Sant Salamat Yusuf, where he sang and practiced along with other musicians and devotees. It is said that as a youth, he used to sneak near the house of a local tawayaf so that he could hear her sing. Afterwards, he would imitate what he had heard. As a young man, he had several occupations. After he dropped out of school, he worked for a while as a railway timekeeper. Later, he worked as a typewriter, as a typewriter salesman, and then as a salesman. This latter occupation gave him the opportunity to travel widely in India. All the time that he was traveling in his job, he was singing on an amateur basis. He used to sing in gatherings with friends and met many people. On one occasion, he met Meherchand Jain. He would become one of Saigal's early friend and supporter. In his travels, he also met B.N. Sarkar, the founder of New Theatres. It is said that it was Sarkar who persuaded Saigal to go to Calcutta. Saigal's life in Calcutta was steeped in music. Although he briefly worked as a hotel manager, his interest was in the music scene. He was a frequent participant in mahfils. He also recorded a number of discs of songs written and arranged by Harish Chandra Bali. These were released through the Indian Gramophone Company. His reputation as a singer was growing. The film business at that time was in the midst of a shake-up. The talking picture was just introduced, so the film companies were clamoring for actors that knew how to sing. We must remember that these were the days before the custom of playback singing came into fashion. The actors and actresses sang their own songs, and musical ability was considered an important prerequisite for a successful film career. Saigal's immensely popular music recordings proved to be his stepping stone into the films. While in Calcutta, Saigal was introduced to R.C. Boral. It was Boral who signed Saigal through a contract with New Theatres. He was paid rupees 200 a month to work on their films. His first film to act in was the Urdu film Mohabbat Ke Aansu in the year 1932. Thereafter, he had roles in Subah Ka Sitare and Jinda Lash. These were also released in 1932. These were by no means hits, but they did demonstrate that Saigal had what was necessary in the industry. During this period, Saigal continued to make discs. Hindustan Records Company of Calcutta brought out several discs, of which Jhulana Jhulao attracted much attention from the public. He continued to sing and act in a number of films. However, the films that made him famous was Chandidas in the year 1934. After that, he had many offers to do more films, but the ones which earned him a place in film history was Devdas in the year 1935. After the phenomenal success of Devdas, there was no doubt that Saigal was a formidable entry in the film industry. It was during this period that his personal life developed as well. In 1935, he married Asha Rani. Together, they had three children. There was a son named Madan Mohan and two daughters, Nina and Bina. While in Calcutta, Saigal became proficient in Bengali. This allowed him to sing and act in a number of Bengali films. He even had the distinction of being the first non Bengali that Rabindranath Tagore would allow to record his work. But this was a transitional period in the history of the Indian film industry. The center of the Hindi film industry was shifting from Calcutta to Bombay, so Saigal moved with it. He moved to Bombay in December of 1941 and there began to work with the Ranjit Movietone Company. There he did films as Bhakt Surdas, Tansen, Kurukshetra, Omar Khayyam, Tadbir, Shahjahan, and Parwana. But unfortunately, alcoholism was gripping Saigal. It is said that in the years before his death, he was unable to sing or perform without first having a drink. This was affecting both his health as well as his work. He developed cirrhosis of the liver as his health deteriorated. Saigal expressed the desire to be with his saintly man in Jalandhar, but his family objected. They wanted him to take the assistance of one of the best doctors in Bombay. A compromise was reached whereby the doctor would accompany Saigal to go to Jalandhar. However, medical treatment was to no avail and he passed away on January 18, 1947 in Jalandhar. Saigal was only 42 years old. Thanks for watching. See you again. Bye.